Hello everybody, Flick here. It's time for yet another Let's Look At, and today we are taking a look at Slay the Spire by Mega Crit Games. You're actually going to be seeing this a couple of days before it launches via the Steam Early Access program. I've been playing it on and off in my evenings for the past couple of days. I think I've amassed just over 2 hours worth of runs. It's a fusion between card game mechanics and roguelike-ish mechanics that I'm actually quite enamored with. I like what's here so far, and the run I did just before recording this was my best yet. Usually I die on the first area. I got through 2 bosses and it was going so well. That third area though, I'm not sure about that area, but I guess I won't spoil anything because we're not going to see that in this video most likely. But the enemies in the third area I'm not okay with. But anyway, you have a card collection and you have a relic collection. We might have a look at them after a quick run. As I say, most of my runs usually end on the first floor through a combination of bad luck and sometimes not picking the best path. But let's jump in. I've unlocked 2 of the 3 playable characters. We're going to start as the default one, and then if I do die quickly, I'll try the second character for the first time, because I haven't actually done a run as... I believe she's a witch doctor type person, whereas this is like a fire-based warrior. So he is the Ironclad. He has 80 HP when he starts, he has 99 gold when he starts, and his passive is Burning Blood. So when we finish a combat, he heals for 6 HP. And he has 5 unlocks left specific to him that you get for completing runs. You get XP at the end of a run, and if you fill the bar, it triggers an unlock. So let's embark, and I'll show you what this is about. This is a big whale with 3 eyes. Hello again. Choose. Oh, hang on. This is different. Usually it just says get to the first boss, but I guess this has changed because I've killed the first boss. Remove a card from your deck. Plus 8 maximum HP, or lose all gold and remove 2 cards. Why is remove a card a good thing in this scenario? I guess if you have a card you don't particularly like maybe if you don't want to block it very often. This is our basic starting set, incidentally. I could get rid of a block card because then I have more chance of dealing attack cards, which isn't terrible. But I'm not... I'll take the max HP, I think. I don't see the benefit in him losing some of his cards. I like what he starts with. Anyway, so this is the trip to the first boss. First boss is way away, and here's the legend for all the various icons. Question marks are usually events. So we have a path to pick. I think my best bet might be... We do start with a bit of gold, so maybe if we start here or here, we can go up past this merchant, get an event, the nearest place to heal, which is what these rest icons are, the bonfires. It's quite far, so I don't rate my chances depending on how unlucky we get with the enemies we get put against. But we'll try this route. We'll just go straight up the corner here and then kind of sideways to the rest point, and then I'm not sure. The icons where they have big demon horns, they are especially hard enemies, but they also guarantee better drops. And treasure chests are self-explanatory. Alright, let's start. See what we're up against. It's usually just like a thief. Yeah, I think that might be always the case. So there's no turn limit. Or no time limit rather, I can take as long as I like to kind of talk about things here. They are a thief, they have 46 HP, and it also shows you what their next action is going to be. His action is going to be that he's going to hit me for 10 damage. He also has a passive, which means he will steal some gold whenever he hits me. Each turn you have 3 energy to spend, and cards have different energy points. And generally you can try and build your deck around synergizing. Like for instance, the run where I was doing really well had a lot of 0 cost cards that just buffed up attack, so I was able to go really hard on enemies when their weaknesses were shown. Like some of the harder enemies, they take more damage during certain phases. Up here though, HP, money, you can have up to 3 potions. This is where we are, map, deck, etc. Bottom left is the draw pile. When a card gets used up, it gets put into the discard pile. Once you have no cards to draw, the discard pile recycles. There are cards that have a passive called Exhausted, and that means once they're used in a fight, they cannot be used again in the fight. But there's actually cards that synergize with that, so there's a lot of depth. Anyway, I don't want him to hit me for 10, so I'm going to use 2 energy here to give myself 10 block. That's 5 on each card, and that means I can deal 6 damage to him with my final energy. Let's do that. Armor that you generate with cards anyway, there are passives and things that can give you free armor. They go away after it comes around to your turn again. So say he was hitting me for 8, I'd leave him with 2 armor. My turn rolls around, I believe the armor disappears. But anyway, end turn, he's going to hit me for 10. He's not actually going to do any HP damage, but he's going to remove all my armor. And he did also steal quite a bit of gold. Alright, so he's going to deal 10 damage again. I don't like playing defensively, so we're going to deal Bash, which costs 2 energy, hits him for 8 and applies vulnerable for 2 turns, which means he takes more damage from all sources. Now, I'm just debating whether or not I want to... I'm just going to go for the hit. As I say, I don't like defending. So maybe I should have got rid of one of the defense cards, I hear you say. Maybe I should have. So hit me for 10, stole some more gold. Let's bash him again. So that gives him another turn. And you can always hover over icons to see what they do, and that's very nice. He's taking 50% more damage for 3 turns, so that's going to be 6, 7, 8, 9. He's going to live. But he is casting a block. He might be trying to run, actually. Oh, yeah. Oh, he gave himself 6 armor and he's about to try and leave the fight. So I need to kill him this turn, which I did. So I should get my gold back. I got 6 HP healed because of my passive, which you can see up here. The kind of any passives you get, they appear along a line here, very similar to... I was going to say No Man's Sky, that's not the one. The one about rain. I can't believe I'm blanking on the Risk of Rain, that's the one. So anyway, when you win a fight, you get to choose from a randomly selected assortment of cards specific to the character you're playing as. Gain 5 block, deal 5 damage, deal 3 damage to a random enemy 3 times, or you play this card for free as long as every card in your current drawn hand is attack, and it tells you what type of card they are. I'm actually going to take this one because it combines being able to defend and deal damage, and I like that. And then we'll proceed. Alright, we move on to another normal fight, and then we've got some decisions to make once we make it to the merchant. Alright, so this is a bird lady witch cultist thing. They are intending to buff themselves turn 1, so I don't need to worry about them attacking me, so therefore we use this time to get in some smacks. You know, unfortunately, I'd love to save Iron Wave for another turn, because I don't need the defense. But it's getting put in the discard pile after the turn anyway, so we're just going to smack and smack. And then end turn. So my power is unmatched. Ritual, what does that do? At the end of this turn, gain 4 strength. So he's going to get progressively stronger every turn, and he's going to deal 8 damage this time. So we just need to nuke him down, basically. Oh, not enough energy. I keep forgetting the bashes too. So he dealt 8 damage, and he's going to gain 2 strength. So now he's going to hit for 12. I can hit for 18. We can kill him. Actually, I keep forgetting it doesn't apply the vulnerability to the number on the card, so we were totally safe there. So we got 18 gold, we got a strength potion which applies 2 strength for a turn, and we get to choose a card. Now this is one I unlocked from progress from that really good run I had. So deal 14 damage. Strength affects heavy blade 3 times. So the higher your strength is, it times the damage by 3? Strength adds additional damage to attacks. Yeah, it sounds like it, so that could be amazing. Deal 4 damage, place a copy of this card in your discard pile. So you get more anger, more angry rather the more you use this card. I'm taking this because I just recently unlocked it. Now we have 12 cards in our deck. You can get negative ones, incidentally. And you can also pay a merchant to get rid of them. I had a curse where I had like a parasite growing inside me. I paid the merchant to get rid of it. So here he is. Welcome. So he sells an assortment of class-specific or character-specific cards, neutral cards, which are grey ones in the bottom left there, a selection of trinkets, and also the service to get rid of a negative card from your deck if you have any. So let's see what he has here. Whenever you play 4 or more cards in one turn, deal 10 damage to all enemies. I don't really have a deck built around like that yet. Skills are interesting because they last for the whole fight. Oh, sorry, no, not all of them don't. Never mind. Maybe I'm thinking of powers, because that is a one-time thing. How much gold do we have? 135. So I could buy Shrug It Off and Inflame. And I will, because I like them both. We could have potentially bought... Oh, he sells some potions as well as passives. I don't think we had enough to cover this. I've never seen that trinket before. At the start of each combat, apply 1 vulnerable to all enemies. That's pretty good. At the start of each combat, add a random colourless card to your hand. That's nice. Happy Flower. Every 3 turns, you gain 1 energy. It's a Plants vs Zombies reference. Those would have been good passives, but hopefully if we get to a treasure chest, we can get one without having to fight a big bad. Anyway, here's a random event. It could just be a fight. It's more likely to be an event. As you walk into the room, you hear a gurgling and the grinding of metals. Before you, you see a slime-like creature that ate too much scrap for its own good. From the centre of the creature, you see glints of strange light, perhaps something magical. It looks like you can get some treasure if you reach inside its opening. However, the acid and sharp objects may hurt. So I have a 25% chance to find a relic and I lose 3 HP. That's a fair try, 1 in 4. I succeeded. After rummaging through the metal and burning acid, you finally grab hold of a relic and yank it out. You pull your way out of the ooze, damaged but rewarded. So we got Unceasing Top. Whenever you have no cards in your hand, draw a card. Oh, okay. If we have a lot of zero-use cards, that could potentially be good. As far as trinkets go, though, it's not as good as some other ones I've had. I've had one that, like, if you start a turn with no armor, it gives you armor and things like that. There's some really good ones. Alright, so this is a mage, and their first turn is going to be hitting me for 12. We can mostly block it, I guess. We'll use this as a buffing turn. Strength, I think that lasts the whole fight. We'll see if it doesn't disappear. Yeah. So he hit me for 2, basically. Yeah, that strength is for the whole fight, I think. Alright, we can... Oh, I could have done heavy blade and it would have done 20 because of my increased strength. That's okay, that's okay. Yeah, I'll roll round again, maybe. And he is going to hit me for 12 again. We'll reduce it. I wish I'd noticed I had heavy blade because that would have done a lot of damage. So, gain 8 block and draw a card for 1 energy, we'll do that. We're also going to deal 7 damage and gain 5 block. He's hitting me for 7 plus negative effect. I'm going to say negate, but it's a negative. Let's see what it is. Maybe poison? He weakened me. So I deal 25% less damage. Yeah. But vulnerable counters that largely. Oh, I left him on 2. Okay, well I was going to get the hit in, unfortunately, for more weakening as well. Which does stack for turns, not for amount. He is dead. We got back up to 69 out of 88. Let's see here. Sever Soul, Thunderclap, and Twin Strike. Ooh, Sever Soul. It does good damage, but it exhausts all your cards in your current hand. That means they don't come back for the fight. Damage. Deal 4 damage and apply 1 vulnerable to all enemies. Or deal 10 to 1 enemy. I'll take Twin Strike. You don't tend to get multiple combats until later on. Anyway, we're not going to fight the big bad. Although if I did fight the big bad, we get a camp right after. Alright, let's give it a go. Oh, and it's a multiple anyone. Of course it is. I was expecting it to be one I've run into every time, which is like a mollusk thing that hides in its shell. So, they negate 1 debuff. 2 of them are inflicting a negative stat effect, 1 hitting me for 8. I will probably die. I don't think my deck is good enough to fight this particular boss. It wasn't the one I was expecting, and now I'm going to pay for it. Oh, should definitely use my strength potion. It's all or nothing. So they added wound cards into my deck. They're going to get drawn, and you can't play them. If I'd taken that card that gets rid of all non-combat cards when I had wounds in my hand, would have been a straight up bonus. Let's drink that for 2 strength. Let's shrug it off because that's going to negate 1 of their bits of damage. And let's... Oh, I can kill 1 of them. Sadly can't use Inflame, just going to have to hope it rolls around again. If we get a turn where we draw nothing but wound cards, we just have to take what they're doing to us. There's 2 more. Yeah, they're just filling my deck with them. As soon as this rolls around, yep, now they're all in. Well, we have to try and do as much damage as possible before they start coming out. There's 2 more. The longer this fight goes on, the bigger their advantage. Yeah, drew 2 of them that time. Oh, heavy blade though. Get out of here. Alright, we are actually going to win. This isn't a boss, it's more like a mid-boss, these ones, I guess. They do usually have some kind of mechanic to the way they fight compared to standard enemies. It's going to give me more wound cards, huh? Yep, yeah, he is. Goodbye. Alright, so we got Ancient Tea Set. Whenever you get to a rest site, which we're about to, start the next combat with 3 additional energy. Wow! A regen potion, heal 3 HP for 5 turns. We also get to add a card. I have not seen any of these. Gain 1 vulnerability, but you deal 9 damage. At the start of each turn, gain 2 strength. So yeah, powers are like ones that carry on for the whole fight. Draw 3 cards, you cannot draw any more this turn. I want Demon Form, that sounds amazing. Alright, so we lived. So I think I mentioned it briefly at the start, but from what I've played of Slay the Spire so far, I'm really impressed. I'm enjoying it thoroughly. I think it's a very nice mix of gameplay mechanics, especially for an early access game. So when you get to a rest point, you can either smith a card, which improves it for free, or you can sleep and get back some of your HP. I need to heal, unfortunately, so we're going to be ignoring upgrading the card. I had some super amazing upgraded cards in that good run I had. I killed a couple of bosses in. Another special enemy or a shop? We're going to go by the shop because I don't think I can take another special enemy right now. Can I afford anything? Ooh, Perfect Strike is a good card. So you deal 6 damage plus 2 for any strike card in your hand, draw pile or discard pile. We have 3 or 4 of them as standard, so it does a lot of damage. So I'll take that, and I'll say thank you very much. We're going now. And now we're going to get a treasure chest, hopefully with a good passive in it. Regal Pillow. Heal an additional 15 HP when you rest. Wish I'd found that just before we rested, but that's good if the run goes any distance. Move on. I have not seen these before. Are they dead rats filled with plants? They are dead rats filled with plants. They're attacking for 6, and they have on death applies vulnerable to you for 2 turns. So your ideal here is you kill them both simultaneously, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. Oh, I forgot I started with a bunch of extra energy too. We basically got to play our entire hand. Oh, and I got a free card and didn't play it. Whoops. Now, does that 1 carry over? It does not. Deal 14 damage. I'm just debating whether or not to finish. Well, actually, what we could do is apply vulnerable to that one. Kill that one. And then that's it for this turn. He used his turn raising his strength though, so as long as we can kill him this turn, it doesn't matter. And we can. 13 gold. I will take a clash card, so as long as I only have attack quality cards in my hand, I can deal 14 damage for free. Having 0 cost cards seems like a good bet to me. Let's do the event, and then followed by another one right after. You come across an inconspicuous pedestal with a shining gold idol sitting peacefully atop. It looks incredibly valuable. You sure don't see any traps nearby? I think that should be written a bit differently, personally. So, receive idol, also trigger a trap. This is a Indiana Jones reference. I'm just going to leave it. I don't need the gold. I have done this one off camera. If there was ever an obvious trap, this would be it. You decide not to interfere with objects placed upon pedestals. I mean, unless I had like a bag full of sand, and then I'd go for it. You happen upon a group of what looks like purple fire spirits dancing around a large bonfire. Is this a hat in time? The spirits toss small bones and fragments into the fire which brilliantly erupt each time. As you approach the spirits, will turn to you expectantly. Receive a reward based on the offer. Oh, I wish I had a bad card to throw away. I'll give you one of my block cards. You toss the offering on the bonfire, nothing happens, the spirits seem to be ignoring you, disappointing. I wonder if I'd thrown a higher value card. I was tempted to give the demon form one for 3, but I want to see it used in combat. Alright, so we've got a standard fight, bonfire, boss. If this looks like the run is going to go the distance, I'll probably stop after the first boss if it doesn't kill us. Because I don't want to show off too much for a game that's just coming out in early access in a couple of days. But I don't really have any complaints other than I feel like the third area is not balanced yet. The enemies were very unfair. But other than that, what do you do? Oh, you're casting a negative status effect. We want to kill the slime first then, because this is going to apply vulnerable when this dies, so... Start as we mean to go on. Make him vulnerable. Do 9 damage instead of 6. And... Don't need regen. Regen will be good for the boss. He licked me and applied weakening. That's annoying. Okay. I could become a demon. It technically wastes my turn. But I think that would be better safe for the boss as well. Let's just gain 2 strength from doing that. And that should kill him because he still has vulnerability. Yep. And get started on this guy. We'll almost heal to full if I can kill this guy next turn. If I used Shrug and Defend, I could then do Clash for free. Ah, but then no, this is there. I was trying to be overly complicated there. Just kill him. So Flex is a temporary 2 strength. And this is a passive for the fight where whenever a card is exhausted, you gain 4 block. It's pretty good, but this time I don't really have that many cards which exhaust. Draw 1 card, then add an extra copy of that card to your hand. I've never dealt with this one. I've seen it a few times. I think I'd rather have the Flex. Alright, here we go. We don't want to get too beaten up in this fight, ideally. When less than 50% HP, we'll split into 2 smaller slimes. And it's going to try and do a negative stats effect on me. Just smack him. If I could have got him to 50%, it would have interrupted his turn to do the turn in which he splits apart. I did Frail, so that's taking more damage. Gain 25% less block. Alright, yeah. Now let's just get 2 strength. So we could deal 16 damage and then we might as well do Shrug it off. Interrupted because now he's splitting apart. That uses up his turn, I believe, so there is that. Yep. 31 HP each. Ooh, I think 16 damage. Oh wait, what card do I have that's not attack? Oh, power and power. Okay. I feel like just focus this guy down. I should have used Inflame, actually, because that's permanent. Well, permanent for the fight, anyway. Less armor per turn, for 3 turns. So skill... We'll use that in order to use this to get the kill. And then get to work on this guy. Might as well get myself some block. Although it looks like he's just applying more frail to me, yep. He's dead, essentially. Just gonna flex because I can. Get out of here. So, Dark Embrace. Whenever you exhaust a card, or whenever a card is exhausted, sorry, draw another card. Deal 9 damage, place a card from your discard pile on top of your draw pile. Or deal 3 damage to a random enemy 3 times. So technically doing 9 damage as well. I'll try Headbutt. I haven't actually tried that in a deck yet. So we get to rest, and then we get to fight the first boss. I don't know if the first boss is the same every time. I'll tell you in a second, obviously. We don't actually need to rest. So we will smith a card. And I think we will smith... What happens if I smith this? We gain 3 strength per turn. Yes. I'm relying on this appearing early in the fight. Alright, let's do it. This is not the same boss. I've never seen this boss. Hexaghost. The enemy's intentions are unknown. Okay. So we start with 6 energy because we rested, so we can basically do our entire turn. Or rather, yeah, everything we have, essentially. Also, well, there's no point using that until I'm actually wounded, I feel. Oh, the music started. It's going to do 8 damage times 6 times, and I love that it has the icon of a scythe. Okay, that's a lot of damage. That's very unfortunate. I wish I'd had block for this turn. How much block can I give myself? I can give myself... well, that's 13 right there. And then maybe try this. Okay, let's shrug it off. I would love to use that, but not yet. I'm going to do this for more armor. So I'm going to shelter... still going to get a lot of damage through, actually. Oh, I get to pick! I wish I knew that I got to pick. Oh well. I maybe should have made sure it was a block card. Alright, we're going to take some hits here. Oof, that's painful. Now he's going to hit me for 5 times 2. Let's first of all use the regen potion. Oh, demon form though. Demon form. It's my entire turn, but hopefully... I mean, I'm definitely living this turn, but hopefully in general we'll live. Alright, so he's going to hit me for 10 again. That's 23 damage, that's 15 plus vulnerable. That's 16 for 1. I think between these two cards I actually deal more than dealing a single one of these, but they go to waste. Let's headbutt. And then... oh, I see, it's building up to green, so he's going to do that uber attack once they're all filled again, probably. Which will kill me, most likely. I don't have enough block-related skill cards. And the regen ain't that great. Yeah, that's what it is. The enemy is intending to block and use a buff. So I don't need to worry about defending on a turn where I get defend cards, obviously. Typical. On the plus side, at least he's not hitting me. Inflame. That's just filling up one of the flames, maybe? Nope. His attack increased by 2, and it filled a flame. So yeah, just every turn. I've got to kill him in 3 turns, or I'm probably going to die to his mega attack. Alright. So... if I use these 2 cards, I can play this one for free to deal 25 damage. Oh, that's a good hit. Oh, he actually gave himself some armor. That I did not notice. Play this for free. He's got 78 HP. We can do that. We can do that in the turns left before he gets refilled. Or I can still kill him on the turn he's prepping it too. We're going to have to take the 14 damage here. 5 of it will be blocked by my armor. And we regen 3. So I guess call that 8 that we blocked, technically. So... see, it's working out like what does the most damage. This does 40. Do this for sure. And then if I play both these, I can play this for free, which is 28. That's more, so yes. Yeah, we're killing him next turn. We've done it. Doesn't leave us with a lot of HP, mind you, but we're going to do it. And I got the Ghost Achievement, because that's a boss I haven't fought before. 104 gold, and the cards you get to pick from here are usually interesting. Limit Break. Double your strength, but also exhaust the card. At the start of your turn, lose 1 HP and draw a card. Ugh. Or Offering. Lose 5 HP, gain 2 energy. Draw 3 cards, and then exhaust the card. So you deal 5 damage to yourself for 2 bonus energy and 3 cards, which you potentially can obviously cast 2 out of the 3 of them. I like the idea of being Cloud Strife, so we'll take Limit Break. And we get a boss chest. And we get to choose 1 relic. So, gain energy at the start of each turn, but you can no longer gain any gold. Choose and add 5 cards to your deck. Or when you would die, heal to 50% of your max HP instead. Works once. Ooh! Ooh, that gives the run longevity. I like the idea of no longer gaining gold, but I get extra energy. Honestly. These are both, all of them are good. I'm going to take this one. And then say proceed, and then you go to the next floor. And that's the progress you go through when you play Slay the Spire. As I say, I haven't tried the other character I've unlocked yet. I like playing as this guy. He suits my playstyle. And I really have nothing bad to say about the game. You've just watched me play it for half an hour, and I bet it doesn't feel like half an hour, but it has been. So I'm gonna probably carry on this run off camera. I think that's gonna do it for a little look at Slay the Spire. I will link to their Steam store page in the description box below for you to check out more information from the developers directly. Because it is not out at the time of me recording, I do not know what price they're going to be asking for via the early access program. You're going to have to check it out for yourself on the 15th of November. I would say as long as it's the average indie game price, that is more than a fair deal for what you're getting here. I don't know how many floors there are, but there's enough variability, and I like that you can plan your route. I like that there's percentage chances thrown in there, and I love that there's persistent upgrades for the run as well. Hopefully they'll add more classes in the future too, because only 3 is maybe a downside. The other lady, or rather the witch doctor, who I think is a lady, mostly focuses around poison attacks, I think, and doesn't regen HP at the start of each turn, or at the end of each combat rather. So they play differently, maybe even harder. Anyway, Slay the Spire by Mega Crit Games. Hope you enjoyed this little look at. Go check it out if you're interested on the 15th of November, and I will see you next time. Ta-ta for now.